Yamunatira Vanata Yamunatira Vanata Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gopimanande, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Daivim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Nastapraeshu Vabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. We're reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 9, Brahma's Prayers for Creative Energy, text number 43. Sarva Veda Mayin Edam Sarva Veda Mayin Edam Atman Atmatma Yogina Atman Atmatma Yoina Rajat Srijayatha Purvam Rajashrijayatha Purvam Yasya Mayanu Shesharete Yasya Mayanu Sherate Sarva Veda Mayin Edam Atman Atma Yonina Rajashrijayatha Purvam Yasya Mayanu Sherate Sarva Veda Mayin Edam Atman Atmatmayonina Praja Shrijayata Purvam Yascha Mayanusheret Cherate. Sarva, all, Veda Mayena, under complete Vedic wisdom. Idam, this, Atmana, by the body. Atma, you. Atma Yonina, directly born of the Lord. Praja, living entities. Shraja, generate. Yata Purvam, as it was herein before. Ya, which. Cha, also. Mai, in me. Anusarate, lie. Translation. By following my instructions, you can now generate the living entities as before by dint of your complete Vedic wisdom and the body you have directly received from me, the supreme cause of everything. There's no purport. We'll read the next verse. Maitreya Uvacha Tasma evam jagat shrashtre pradhana purusheshvaraha yaj yedam svena rupena kanja nabas tirod ad e. Translation. The sage Maitreya said, after instructing Brahma, the creator of the universe, to expand, the primeval Lord, the personality of Godhead, in his personal form as Narayan, disappeared. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Before his activity in creating the universe, Brahma saw the Lord. That is the explanation of the Chatur Shloki Bhagavatam. When the creation awaited Brahma's activity, Brahma saw the Lord, and therefore the Lord existed in his personal form before the creation. His eternal form is not created by the attempt of Brahma as imagined by less intelligent men. The personality of Godhead appeared as he is before Brahma, and he disappeared from him in the same form, which is not materially tinged. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the third canto, ninth chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Brahma's Prayers for Creative Energy. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chaksurunmilitan Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kajamayam Tarati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yata Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajevam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Nitamscha He Krishna Karana Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gorange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishamanu Sate Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhu eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo nama nama om vishnu padaya krishna prestaya bhutale srimati bhakti vedanta swaminiti namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachari Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasati Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in this third canto, we're hearing Vidura inquiring from Maitreya. Initially, it was Uddhava, and Uddhava sent him to Maitreya. And Maitreya is explaining to him about the creation here. He explained how Brahma offered prayers to be empowered to do the work of creation. And we heard in the first verse, which we read, how the Lord told Brahma that follow my instructions and you will generate the living entities as before. So we understand how the living entities are all eternal and we're created, we're given the body according to our past, according to our past situation. The body we take is the result of that. We carry it after the annihilation. the living entities enter into the body of Mahavishnu, and they remain in the body of Mahavishnu until the next creation. Right? The Mahavishnu inhales, and all the planets, all the universes enter, and they're in the unmanifest state in the body of Mahavishnu, and then the creation takes place again, and the living entities come out. We come out from the body of Mahavishnu, and we take a body according to our qualification. According, as it says here, generate the living entities as before. And as before, our situation, according to our situation, we take that particular form. So Brahma is told, to follow the instructions. That's an important point, that even Lord Brahma, although he is the first person in the universe, he is not independent, but he is also duty bound to follow instructions. So the Lord tells Brahma, follow my instructions and you'll do what you want to do. You'll generate the living entities. Because you've got Vedic wisdom. How did he get that Vedic wisdom? That was given by the Lord. Tenhe Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye. The Vedic knowledge was imparted into the heart of Brahma. So he has Vedic wisdom, and then he has a body. You have directly received from the Brahma's body. Of course, he was born from the navel of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. Garbhodakashayi Vishnu is laying on the ocean, the Garbhodak ocean, and from his navel the lotus flower comes, and Lord Brahma is born from that lotus flower. So Lord Brahma's body he's Swayambhu Brahma. He's born from the body of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. And that Garbhodakashayi Vishnu is the expansion of Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna says like that, he says, I'm the cause of everything, the cause of everything. That is the position of Lord Krishna. He is the supreme cause. Everything is under his direction. So then Maitreya takes up again that after telling about Lord Brahma's prayers and the Lord responding to Brahma's prayers, then Maitreya comes back and he's describing what happened afterwards. And he describes this, it says, after the Lord instructed Brahma that he should expand to expand the creation, then the Lord, the personality of Godhead, disappeared. So Prabhupada makes the point that this is confirmation, or this is explanation of the Chatur Sloki Bhagavatam. The Chatur Sloki Bhagavatam is in the second canto, 9th chapter, the 4 verses, which are like the original statement of the Bhagavatam. The 4 statements of the 4 verses of the Bhagavatam are summarized. They were the original Bhagavatam. The Lord spoke the Bhagavatam in 4 verses to Brahma. And the 4 verses are, again, Sambandha, Abhidaya, and Prayojana. These 3 different levels of knowledge are there within the Chatur Sloki Bhagavatam. So the first verse of the Chatur Sloki describes how before the creation there was only the Lord. So this is also stated here, that Lord Brahma, he was the first created living entity. And before Lord Brahma, there was only the personality of Godhead, Narayan. Only the Lord was present. No one else was there. The creation awaited Brahma's activity. Brahma is the firstborn, and he's given the task to do the secondary creation. The primary creation is done by the Lord himself. The Lord, in his form as Narayan, he creates the different elements of the creation. Right? The elements of the creation: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and ego, and the three modes of material nature. All of these things, they're the creation of the Lord. And then Lord Brahma, his job is like the engineer. You know, we have so many engineers, right? Engineers, what do? They take the pieces and put them together. You know, if you're making a computer or you're making yourself a motor car or something, you get this part and that part, and you put the different parts together. So the Brahma is like that. He's like an engineer. He's going to take all the different elements and combine them together to make the different bodies of the living entities. And he also has to create the different planets and put them into position. All of this work is done by Brahma. So Brahma, he is the first person. He's the original creation of the Lord. And Srila Prabhupada said, we should understand that the Lord is not created by Brahma. But some people think like that. They think that Brahma is the first person in the universe and he creates the Lord. But rather the Lord, he is the source of Brahma. And the personality of Godhead appeared before Brahma. And in the Brahma Samhita, you can read in the Brahma Samhita how Brahma, first of all, sees the Lord in his form as a Purusha, and then later on, as he goes, he sees the Lord in his original form as a cowherd boy. And Brahma also is instructed in the Gayatri Mantra. Right? We say the Brahma Gayatri Mantra. When we are given the mantra, the Gayatri Mantra, there are actually 7 mantras. And the first mantra is the Brahma Gayatri Mantra. So the Brahma Gayatri Mantra, that was given by the Lord himself to Lord Brahma at the beginning of the creation. But now when we chant, we are given also the Gora mantra and the Guru mantra and the Kama Gayatri mantra. There's other mantras to be chanted as well as the Brahma Gayatri mantra. So in this way, we want to understand how the Lord is the original, he's the eternal form, and Lord Brahma, he is created. His form is not eternal. Right? We say, Brahma Bhuvana Loka, Punar Avartano Arjuna. From the highest planet in the universe down to the lowest. All are creations where there's birth and death. That even Lord Brahma, he has to think about getting old and what he's going to do when he gives up his body. Where is he going to go? Now, just because he's Lord Brahma, it doesn't mean that he's automatically a pure devotee. He also has to perfect his existence. Not all the Brahmas go back to Godhead. At the end of the life, at the end of the universe, at the end of Brahma's life, which is 100 years of Brahma's time. Then there's the total annihilation. And then Lord Brahma will give up his body. Now, if he's a pure devotee, he will go back to Godhead. He will go to the spiritual world. But if he's not a pure devotee, then he will enter also into the body of Mahavishnu. So sometimes it happens like that Lord Brahma is not fully pure and he has to enter into the body of Mahavishnu, come back. And sometimes we even hear that the living entities, when we first come to the material world, we will take our birth as a Brahma. That maybe in the past we've also been Brahmas, because it said that when we first come in the material world, you take your birth as a Brahma. And then after being Brahma for some time, then at the end of the life of Brahma, you give up the body. You may enter in the body of Mahavishnu and then come back again, and you will come back maybe in a lesser form, maybe even on the earthly planet or in the heavenly planets as some lesser demigod. Like that, we've had many different births, many different lives. So Brahma is a position. It's not just one particular person, but it's a position which is given to a soul to create and to help in the Lord's creation. And he has a duty to also perfect his existence. Now, in this universe, we're told that Lord Brahma is a pure devotee, because it's described how Lord Brahma did tapasya, and the Lord was so pleased with him that the Lord came and shook hands with him. At least Prabhupada has explained it like that Lord Brahma was doing his tapasya, and the Lord was pleased and wanted to congratulate him, and came and shook hands with him to say, "Well done, Brahma, well done." And in this way, Prabhupada says that this means that Lord Brahma is a pure devotee, because the Lord is coming and shaking hands. And shaking hands, it indicates that he's in Sakyarath, and that he's a friend in friendship with the Lord. But it's not necessarily true in every situation. There are different Brahmas in every universe. And some Brahmas may be pure devotees and some not. And they will also be in different rasas. So we want to understand Lord Brahma's position. Lord Brahma also, he's one of the Guna avatars. It's described Guna avatars. There are 3 Guna avatars, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and Lord Vishnu. And their job is in the material world, material creation. They're concerned with the 3 modes of nature. There is no material nature in the spiritual world. There's no modes, there's no goodness, passion, and ignorance in the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, it's all Shuddha Sattva, all pure goodness. But here in the material world, we have the modes of nature, the colors of the material energy, goodness, passion, and ignorance. So Brahma, he is given the position of in charge of the mode of passion. And passion is there for the work of creation. In order to create anything, you have to have passion. You have to work. You have to really have a strong desire to want to do something. If you don't have that desire, you never achieve anything. So Lord Brahma, he took this birth, and he has a very strong desire to help in the creation of the universe and to see that the universe is properly maintained. All the planets have to be put in position, create suitable bodies for all the different living entities. like this, Lord Brahma's got a difficult job. He has to do the creation. So he prayed to the Lord to be empowered to do this, and the Lord was happy with his prayers and blessed him that he would be able to fulfill this function. But creation is just at the beginning of the universe. Once it's created, then what's Brahma supposed to do? Well, he's still there. He's still in the universe. He lives for the duration of the universe. But his work as the creator is done in the beginning. So after that, he doesn't have so much to do. But he does, he's supposed to worship the Supreme Lord. He's supposed to be engaged as a devotee. And we see how when Lord Krishna appeared, Brahma became puzzled and he became curious. He wanted to see pastimes. He wanted to see the power of the Lord. And so in that way, he stole away Lord Krishna's cows and cowherd boys. So Brahma, this was actually an offense on the part of Brahma to do this. In the Madhva line, the people who follow Madhva Acharya, they do not accept the lila of Lord Brahma stealing away the cows and the cowherd boys, because it's called Brahma Vimohan Lila, that Lord Brahma is put into illusion to steal away the cows and the cowherd boys. So the followers of Madhvacharya, they do not accept that that lila happened. They take that lila out. They say, no, it couldn't be like that. We have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, however, although we're coming in the line coming from Madhva, we accept that pastime. We still have that pastime in our Shastra, and we don't deny it, but it's a lila. Lord Brahma was instructed by Lord Krishna in this way, by taking away Krishna's cows and cowherd boys. It allowed Lord Krishna to display more of his unlimited opulence and inconceivable potency. So Lord Brahma, he's a guna avatar. And he has the job to control that mode of passion. And because he associates with the mode of passion, so sometimes it can affect you. Just like Lord Shiva, he has to associate with the mode of ignorance. So sometimes it also affects him. Association is like that. We associate with these things, even though we may not be inclined, we can be affected by it. So we have to also be very careful. As devotees, we have to associate with the material energy. When you go out for preaching or in your ordinary life, you have a job and whatever, you can be very much affected by the environment, by the association. And we have to be careful to always keep up a good sadhana. Lord Brahma, in charge of the mode of passion, sometimes he also becomes affected. Just like when Bhrigu Muni came to test him. Bhrigu Muni was given the job to check who is the supreme amongst Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. So when he went to Lord Brahma, he did not respect Lord Brahma. And Lord Brahma didn't say anything, but Bhrigu Muni could sense how Brahma was not pleased with him, because Brahma was the father of Bhrigu Muni, and Bhrigu Muni did not show any respect for his father. So Brahma was not happy with him, but he didn't say anything to him. So Bhrigu Muni could understand that Brahma was somewhat influenced by the mode of passion. This is because of association. Lord Shiva Well, of course, Bhrigu Muni, when he went to see Lord Shiva, he told Lord Shiva, don't touch me. You're covered in ashes and you got your snakes on your body. I don't want you to touch me. So Lord Shiva got very angry at him because he's in association with the mode of ignorance. He is the guna avatar for Tamagun. Not that he's actually in the mode of ignorance, but sometimes it may affect him. So material nature is like that. We have to be very careful. Lord Brahma, as the creator, he has that job to perform the work of creation. And it takes passion. Without that passion, you cannot achieve it. Just like when you want to create an empire, begin a business, or even have a family, it takes that passion. There has to be some passion there to do these things. Otherwise, you cannot do it. So Lord Brahma had been given this job. Every Brahma, they have that job to do the creation, the secondary creation. And so taking the parts, mixing them together, taking all the different elements, arranging the bodies for the different living entities according to their desires and qualifications. And we know, of course, Lord Brahma, he got criticism. You know, when you do things, it's difficult to please everyone. So Lord Brahma, he got criticized by the gopis. The gopis were not happy with him because Brahma created eyes, but the eyes blink. And the gopis said, this is obstructing our vision of Lord Krishna. We want to see Krishna all the time. But when our eyes are blinking, it's obstructing our vision. So Brahma is Jada Brahma, right? Jada Brahma, he's a foolish person because he created these imperfect eyes. We're not able to see Krishna. So the explanation of the Chatur Shloki is that before the creation, there was only the Lord. The Lord existed in his personal form. And his personal form is an eternal form. And it is not created. It's not created by Brahma or anyone else. It's an eternal form. In the Vaikunthas, there are unlimited numbers of planets, and the Lord is residing on each and every planet, and he has many different forms. And each of the forms are eternal. Just like when Lord Varaha appeared, Lord Varaha came in his eternal form, and he took birth from the nostril of Brahma. So this was another pastime of Lord Brahma, that he gave birth to Lord Varaha from his nostril. And Lord Varaha is the Supreme Lord. He's the personification of the Vedas. So it said the breathing of Brahma was the Vedic literatures because it came out in the form of Lord Varaha. So Lord Varaha born from the nostril of Brahma. This was at the beginning of the creation, when Lord Brahma was requesting Swayambhuva Manu and his wife that they should go and create progeny and help him to fill up the universe. So at that time, Swayambhuva Manu requested Brahma that, can you do something about the earth planet because it's fallen into the bottom of the Garbhodak ocean. So Lord Brahma heard the request of Manu, and while he was contemplating what to do, At that time, Lord Varaha appeared from the nostril, from the breathing of Lord Brahma. So in this way, Lord Brahma is an instrument in the pastimes of Lord Krishna, arranging these different events. It's actually all done by the Lord. Brahma is just an instrument for these things. But as an instrument, he's very dear to the Lord because he's taking on the work, the responsibility to do creation. But still, he had to do so much austerity. He got the instruction. It wasn't so easy. It's that now you're Brahman, now go and do the creation. He had to first of all do tapasya. He got the instruction, he could hear. He was trying to understand his birth. He was born from the lotus flower, and he was trying to understand where did he come from. And he wanted to go further down into the origin of the lotus flower, but he could never find out the origin of the lotus flower. No matter how far he went, he could never find out where this flower is actually coming from. But then he got the instruction, tapa. He heard the syllables, the two syllables from the Sparsha alphabet, and he took the instruction, he took that as divine. He took it that must be the Lord, it must be the Lord is trying to tell me something. He didn't see the Lord at that time, but he heard the two syllables from the Sparsha alphabet, ta and pa. And he understood that he's meant to do austerities. He knew the meaning of tapa. So he took that instruction as divine. And he did great austerities for a long time, sitting on the lotus flower, controlling his mind and senses and meditating on the Lord. And in this way, he became empowered to do creation. So the Lord has instructed him. And the next chapter will go on, will describe about the different levels in the universe, the different planetary system, the arrangement within the universe and the different planetary systems. I think 14 different planetary systems in the universe, all arranged by Lord Brahma. Okay, so is there any questions? Anyone? Yes, Prabhu?
When Mahavishnu entails and all the living entities enter his body, I understand that they cease to sort of like cease to exist. Is this the same understanding like how the Buddhists feel like no nirvana, they find only spiritual success? Do you understand that?
I'm not familiar with what the Buddhists think. What is it they think? What are you saying?
No, I mean, we read that the Buddhists, they consider spiritual suicide. So they want to cease existence. So the question is, when Mahavishnu engages and all the devas enter his body, so I don't believe we have any feelings.
Well, we don't like to compare things with other traditions, but what happens is the living entities simply become avyakta, but they still continue to exist. They're just no longer manifest, but they're still existing, but in a subtle form, right? They enter into the body of Mahavishnu in a subtle form. And then when Mahavishnu breathes out, then they come. And it said the living entities are impregnated into the glands of Mahavishnu. And that glance is carried by Lord Shiva. And in this way, the living entities enter into the universe. So they enter in a subtle form. And then they're given bodies according to their qualification, according to from the past, according to their situation previously. They continue from that.
In the Srimad Bhagavatam also described that sometimes there is nobody qualified to become Brahma. In Krishna taken incarnation of Avatar to be presenting as Brahma. And from here, what I try to understand is there's renewable living entity, there's renewable uh, creation, universes, and from that can we say that even though many activity been done to elevate our soul, but we are still not even qualified to become like Brahma. How can we
We're not qualified to become.
there's no living entity to become a Brahma. So that is also very difficult. And how much difficult it will be to become devotee?
To become.
The devotee of Brahma. It's more difficult. How
There's sometimes nobody's qualified to become Lord Brahma. So Prabhu is saying it must be more difficult to become a devotee of the Lord. Well, we have to understand becoming a devotee of the Lord is possible by the grace of a devotee. Right? By the grace of the pure devotee, by the mercy of the other devotees, you can become a devotee. But qualification to become Brahma, that's material. That's within the material realm. What is it called? Generally, Brahma is the most pious person, and he's the most educated also, right? Adhikavaye. So like that, material qualifications. But to be a devotee, it's a different thing. The qualification as a devotee is it's not material. So someone may be completely unqualified materially, but spiritually it can be a wonderful devotee. But then also Prahlad Maharaj prays, when Prahlad, it said in the 5th canto, Prahlad's praying with the residents of Harivamsha, and he's saying that one who is a devotee has all the good qualities of the Lord. So all the good qualities doesn't mean material quality, it just simply means that he's not envious, he's not influenced by the 6, the lust, anger, and greed, these things. So having good qualities, it doesn't indicate that he has to have material, doesn't mean that he has to have material qualities, but they're free from lust, anger, and greed, illusion, madness, envy, like that. So becoming a devotee is possible by the grace of a devotee, by the grace of the devotees. You get the mercy of a devotee. Right? Jadbarat was asked, where did you get your devotion from? Maharaj Rahugan is asking him, where did you get all this? How did you become such a great devotee? And Jadbarat says, the only way you get this is by the mercy of the devotee, by the Mahatma's mercy. You get the mercy of a devotee too. That's how you become a devotee. And similarly, Prahlad was asked by his father, where did you get all this from? And Prahlad said, right, by the only way you get it is from the mercy of a devotee. So we want to get that mercy from the devotee. This is how we also can become pure devotees. It's not like a material qualification. Becoming a great learned person or a big scholar or very pious, whatever, but simply becoming a devotee. That's what we want. That's the goal. Become a devotee. And become a devotee and go on to develop that pure love. pure devotion for Krishna. And it's all done through the medium of service. If we serve the Mahatmas, if we serve the devotees, then you get the mercy of the devotees. We serve the Krishna consciousness movement, then you get the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is still giving his mercy through the Krishna consciousness movement. Making nice temples for Prabhupada, having a nice temple and nice programs and doing everything pleasing for Srila Prabhupada, then certainly Prabhupada will bestow his blessings on the devotees. And some devotees, they go out and distribute books and distribute books. They just simply do it for Prabhupada. And certainly Srila Prabhupada appreciates their efforts. So everything is the mercy of Krishna and the spiritual teachers. So if we get that mercy, then certainly we can also become pure devotees and go back to Godhead. Right? Yes?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
In Srimad Bhagavatam, in certain cantos, Brahma, Vishnu, and Lord Shiva, at times Vishnu is mentioned as everyone. So, how do you enlighten me, Maharaj, regarding this?
No, we don't usually say Vishnu is a demigod.
It's mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in certain cantos.
Well, Vishnu is the expansion of Lord Krishna. I don't know, you have to show me. Where is it? You can show me where it says this. We have to understand everything in relation to the situation where it's mentioned like this. But usually we speak of Lord Vishnu as not being much different from Lord Krishna. Lord Vishnu is the Lord of the Vaikuntha planets. Lord Krishna is Goloka, his place is in Goloka, and Vishnu is in the Vaikuntha region. So Goloka is higher than Vaikuntha. You see, Goloka is the place where Lord Krishna is residing with his devotees. Vaikuntha, there's many Vishnu forms, and all the Vishnu forms are there in the Vaikuntha planets. Like Lord Varaha, Lord Nrsingadev, all the different, Lord Rama is also there. All the different gods are there within the Vaikuntha region. Vaikuntha region, it depends on the rasa. The difference is in ras, that Lord Krishna enjoys all the different rasas. But generally, Lord Vishnu, the relationship between Lord Vishnu and his devotees is in Dasya ras. Lord Vishnu is with his consort Lakshmi, and they're like king and queen, and the devotees are like their citizens. So the citizens are always giving awe, showing a lot of awe and respect for the Lord Vishnu or Lakshmi Narayan. We see the Lakshmi Narayan like that they're worshipped with awe and veneration, and great respect. But Lord Krishna, he enjoys much more intimacy in his dealings with his devotees. And there are different rasas of intimacy in which he enjoys the exchange. There is, of course, also Dasyaras, but above Dasyaras, there is friendship. Lord Krishna enjoys friendship with the cowherd boys. They're very close with each other. Lord Krishna and the cowherd boys. Arjuna is also a friend of Krishna. But Arjuna's not quite as intimate as the cowherd boys. And then above friendship, then there is parenthood or Vatsalya ras. So Lord Krishna has also parents, Nanda and Yashoda, Vasudev and Devaki. Like that, they're the parents. And they enjoy being the mother and father of the Lord. But there's a special mood. Someone is your child, it's different from like Krishna with the gopis. Now Krishna with the gopis and the cowherd are all with the goddesses of fortune or with his queens in Dwarka, then there's a much more intimate, loving relationship there. The affection between the husband and wife or the lover, the two lovers, they have great affection for each other. And they're very intimate with each other. So Lord Krishna enjoys all of these different rasas. But Lord Vishnu, his rasa is more in dasya rasa, we deal with him with, we show great respect. You don't come up and just embrace him. If the king is coming or if the ruler is coming, you have to deal with him with great respect and show great honor and give great importance to him. But Lord Krishna, he enjoys the intimate, loving dealings with his devotees. The cowherd boys will sometimes steal his food, and the gopis will sometimes steal the flute from him, and so many different dealings going on, the joking and playing with each other. So this is Lord Krishna, he's enjoying the intimacy of his devotees, the loving relationships with his devotees. For Lord Rama, again, there's great awe and reverence there. Hanuman is kneeling at the feet of Lord Ram. He's waiting to serve Lord Rama. He's not embracing Lord Rama. He's kneeling at his feet with his arms folded, praying, please engage me in your service. So it's a different mood. So Lord Vishnu is like that. It's again with great awe and veneration. Lakshmi Narayan, it's so much opulence and respect. But with Lord Krishna, it's a different rasa. It's a more intimate, loving rasa. It's like the difference between Aishwarya and Madhurya, right? Where there's opulence, Aishwarya, there's not so much intimacy. Someone's house is very opulent, very, so many servants and everything. You'll be filled with awe and you'll be afraid to move. Don't touch anything, you might break something. So that so much respect has to be shown where there's Aishwarya. But in Goloka, it's the countryside and the cowherd people. They're living in the village with the cows. And it's a much more intimate, loving relationship. You live in Kuala Lumpur, and it's all condominiums and security guards and this and that. What do you want? Why are you coming here? But in the countryside, in the village with the cows, everybody's very friendly and intimate with each other. So that's the difference between Vaikuntha and Goloka. Vishnu is Vaikuntha and Krishna is Goloka. Uh-huh. All right.
I'm very sorry regarding this question of Srimad Bhagavatam is supposed to be a spotless Quran. But despite of that, a few of the cantos, in few of the cantos, we do find Vishnu as a demigod, and tomorrow we possible pass a reference to it.
Well, I don't know where you find Vishnu as a demigod.
This is Srimad Bhagavatam.
You show me then. So show me. Where?
I pass it to Uttam Maharaj. Tomorrow I'll pass it to you, all the references. And maybe you can enlighten me on that. Thank you so much, Maharaj.
You can find so much about Lord Nrsimhadev. Lord Nrsimhadev is the personality of Godhead. Lord Nrsimhadev is Vishnu avatar. He's described as the personality of Godhead. Lord Vamana is described. Lord Varaha is described. They're described the personality of Godhead. They're Vishnu avatars. I don't know how you can say the Deva.
I'm saying, he's from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yeah. Well, I think you have not understood it properly.
You can enlighten me on that.
I'm trying to enlighten you. I'm telling you the difference between Vishnu and Krishna. Right? I'm telling you the difference, how the different attitude is there in rasa. But Vishnu, Nectar of Devotion describes, Lord Krishna has 64 qualities. Out of the 64 qualities, living entities up to Lord Brahma, they can have only 50 out of the 64 qualities. Even in their most perfect condition, Lord Brahma and demigods will have no more than 50 out of 64. Then Lord Shiva, he has 55 out of the 64 qualities. Lord Shiva is a special demigod. And then Lord Vishnu, he has 60 out of the 64 qualities. So Lord Vishnu is above Lord Shiva. He's up, way above Lord Brahma. He has 60 out of 64 qualities. Right? So this way we understand the relationship between the different demigods and Lord Vishnu and Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna has 64 qualities. Lord Vishnu has 60. Lord Shiva has 55. And Lord Brahma, in his perfect situation, has no more than 50 out of 60. So try to understand everything overall. I don't know your takings. I don't know what you're taking. Let me see these quotes. I want to see this. Okay, any other questions? Yes?
Lord Brahma, he seems to have actually done a lot. His very task of creation and everything is actually by the instruction of the Lord. So it seems like it's a service, like how Arjuna fought by the instruction of the Lord. And after that, he actually meditates, he does his sadhana and many other things. And despite that, he stands a risk of not going back to Godhead. On the contrary, like Putana was given the opportunity to go back to Godhead, a lot chose to select the devotional aspect of thinking. So how do we understand this or explain this?
Well, that's the Lord's inconceivable desire. He gave the mercy, the Putana, that she came, she must have had some special qualification, that she could come there into Vrindavan, she could enter into Krishna's home, and she could pick up baby Krishna. Now, no ordinary living entity can do that. She definitely has some potent something there from before. Otherwise, how else could she come in there to Krishna's home and be able to pick up Lord Krishna? We cannot explain it, but this is the mercy of Krishna. That he saw that she wants to serve, she wants to feed me. So Lord Krishna accepted her design. We don't hear any other explanation. We just hear about the mercy of Krishna. Aho bakiyam stanakala kutam jagam sayapayanatapya. You know, Uddhava is saying, who could be more merciful than Lord Krishna? And you're saying, well, Lord Brahma, sometimes he doesn't get to go back to Godhead. Yes, sometimes it happens because sometimes he maintains an independent mood. He maintains that it's difficult. You get a big position like Brahma, and Brahma also said, sometimes I think I'm supreme because I'm the first person in the universe. So people sometimes they worship me, and they worship me, and sometimes I forget that I'm your servant. And so being a Lord Brahma, a big position, is very dangerous. And that's why he prayed, give me a humble position. And that's why Brahma comes as Haridas Thakur, to be humble, so that he can serve the Lord in a humble position. Okay. Hare Krishna, getting late, we should have breakfast. Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.